I'm glad I could get somewhere where I ain't gotta. Uh, it has something to do with speech, but the reason I don't like the way this society is being ran right now, really I ain't been liking how it's been ran for a while now. But it's just a lot of things that's being tolerated that I don't like to tolerate. And I'm a very high tolerance person. You know what I'm saying? That's until I'm able to generate enough resources, which is what it's all about. I generate enough resources to get things accomplished the way they need to be. Because when I look at it from every angle, all angles, every dimension, aspect, or concept that you can look at any situation from, I know that it's going to be at least three different main ideas, at least. So, with that being said, it's not just about, it's never been about city and state, it's mainly about state, county, and country. So, when you look at the county that you reside in, the state that you stay, and the country that you're coming up in, then you can see with the picture the way I view it. Because the image I see it in, I don't know if it's just necessarily considered an image or if it's considered a whole. Because with the whole of it being, it's like it's not like anything. It's it's just what it is. It is not in order. And so when things get out of order, you got these people that should step up to the responsibility and serve the purpose of restoring order. Now, I'm pretty sure the Bible was written by man, inspired by God, the first book printed, because according to the print class that I took. But it's known for man to always put man first. All right, that's the nature of man. That's the nature of humanity. All right, so the equation for the genetic makeup of women is XX. The equation of genetic makeup of men is XY. When I say that women come first and I try to empower women, when I say new world harmonic order and so it is and so it begins, it relates to hers. Hers, plural, S, me, time is creation. And that's to empower and uplift all women because the X comes before the yets. That's the yet to be's. You know what I'm talking about? The yet to be born, the yet to be inspired, the yet to be put in reality. So, see, like I say, a lot of time when I talk to y'all, I talk to myself too because it's not like I got a whole lot of people run around that I can just really socialize with. It's hard for me to socialize with people, man. I'm telling you, it's very hard for me to talk to people because I've experienced from experience that people don't understand things the way that I intend to come across, you know. So with that to keep in mind, it's like, or it is hard for me to communicate with a, sad to say, everyday individual. But like, just take me back to that terminology. The Individual Research Society, we research society, we research individuals, we study minds, we study ways, we study societies, we study economics, at least we try to, environs, condition response, uh, condition response right now is insanity. That's the norm. That's the status quo. So if you feel like it's not, well, that's cool. I ain't tripping. Just bounce some ideas off of me. We can conversate. I can see, talking about if you're intelligible, that's not by talking about things I don't know nothing about and you can't explain. Like, give me details where I can research and figure out is what you're saying correct, or some fast con game type scandal scheme that majority of people that is running around this place, and when I say this place, I say this planet, is trying to portray. And that's when I was talking about the charades and all these many different personalities that people run around with and these different characters in order to maintain a society. And it's just a bunch of, what I'm talking about, is this turn. But good that I'm good at multitasking. Now I'm able to think about a lot of that stuff in a split second. So, all right, now, when you, clouds. Williams Tower, Florida Flow, Metro Network, Westwood 1, 2003, November, January 14th, 2005. All right, bet. We got that over with. So the Galleria, every day, it's just not a new feature. But to those that don't keep an open mind and broaden their horizons, that don't delve in those type of things, is new and interesting. So when it got old and turned, I had to. So I gotta find stuff to keep me busy. I gotta find stuff to keep me occupied. I gotta find thoughts that intrigue my mind. And then when I can't find nobody to bounce no ideas off of, I bounce them off myself. Because really, there ain't no use in me talking to nobody. Because talking to people, it accomplishes something sometimes. But majority of the time, all that accomplishes me getting to know somebody and me getting to know that people gonna be people and that I can't expect nothing from people but to be a people. And people are limitless in their capabilities, their ways, their actions and all that other stuff that comes with it, things of that nature. But it makes you not even want to deal with people. But I gotta deal with people in order to show people how much I love them, care about them, compassionate about them, concerned for their welfare and things of that nature. But when I got all these other people running around, I don't know what they call themselves doing or whatever the case may be, but you got these other people running around trying to stop me from accomplishing my accomplishments, then it causes, I'm not going to say it causes problems because I can easily solve problems. I'm good at problem solving. I'm going to say it causes friction. It causes conflict. It causes chaos. It causes confusion. Three of the things that I'm not about the most, but I am about the most. I don't like being around people that's selfish, inconsiderate, ungrateful, uncompromising, ununderstanding. I don't necessarily like platonic spirits. Therefore, I don't think I can benefit from a platonic relationship. Anything with the word platonic in it, because that's from selfish desires and manipulative games, and that wouldn't sit right with me. So that's not something for me to be getting into. But the 1985, I got it, drew up, wrote up. I can do it better, make it more detailed. In fact, that's what I needed to do. I needed to make it more detailed so I can be very concise onto each point that I'm stressing with dealing with society. Because I wrote President Joe Biden, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest something, not Houston, Washington D.C., 2500 or something like that, related to the zip code. So I wrote him on three separate occasions a letter to the White House, letting them know the issues that I'm facing down here in Houston, Texas, located in the United States of America. And I'm reading the Constitution. I'm reading the 13th Amendment. Because I decided, you know what, let me study all these Constitutions and what affects my constitutional rights, and how I can do something about them if they are being violated. So I looked up in the 13th Amendment, well, scrolling through the amendments and come across the 13th Amendment, and I see where it talks about chattel slavery. And so I want to get more detailed information about that, because it's like they had slavery written into the 13th Amendment. And so then after that, the newspaper came out with, and they got a kiosk box thing that's in the jailhouse that you can look up stuff on the internet, not in the aspect that you probably viewing it. I'm talking about like as far as studying the law, to learning the language of the land. All right, so where was I going with this? The 19, yeah, I'm gonna have to rewrite it. I don't have to, but I just want to, so I can be more concise on every point that needs to be stressed, because there's many. And now, as I was saying, I wrote President Joe Biden on three separate occasions, asking him to take action, act in good faith, and things of that nature, explain what's going down in the state of Texas justice system with the crime lab fabricating evidence. And see, that's the thing. When you got the person that's controlling the evidence, making evidence to put frivolous charges on people, and this person is supposed to be mentally disabled, then you see the nature of society. You see the nature of the justice system. They're not out to necessarily help people. There goes the counterproductivity equals productivity. There goes the concept of lab rats on a human scale, the bait and the trap. There goes the concept of gerbils on the spinning wheels, because you're just spinning your wheels because it's already the trap that's set with bait that's set to be, you know what I'm talking about, enticing your minds to do different things that you probably wouldn't do if you didn't have the desire, the experience, if you want to have it done. So when you get with the noises and the on top of the trees and the Diana screams and, you know what I'm talking about, and the bumps and the humps and the thumps or whatever the hell, you know what I'm talking about, or is it the kids, or let me call the CPSs so I can make sure that they've been properly taken care of, because it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning type shit, and it shouldn't be no kids. It just sound like y'all wrestling your kids or whatever the case may be type shit. But I don't like to. I don't even know. No, I don't know apartment number. All I know is above the snake's lab. You know what I'm talking about? But we don't want to get into the reptilian children right now. We'll get into that later. When I get some more information about it, and things of that nature, because there's different aspects of reality that needs to be explored, because you don't know, because well, you know, because you feel it on the inside. You feel it on the inside that hey, something's not right here. Uh, what they trying to, the propaganda that they're throwing at me, and their persuasive, manipulative techniques, habits, uh, conniving schemes. Uh, I see through it. I just don't know what it is that I'm seeking to find. And a lot of times, well, they give you something to seek to find because they want to hide the true potential. That's how they hide true potential, by giving you something to seek to find. You know what I'm talking about? You should already have it. If you that's how you cut your losses. All right, that's how you take a loss and make it a win all the time. Because every time you consider yourself taking a loss, every time you consider yourself going through a bad experience, situation, trauma, trial, tribulations, traumatic experience, or whatever the case may be, you don't look at it as I lost this, I lost that, I lost this respect, or I lost that respect, or I lost this girlfriend, or I lost this man, woman, friend, husband, child, girl. It really don't, you don't look at it in that aspect. See, I rambled off topic trying to be the minutest that I can be, where that people understand where I'm coming from. See, and then yeah, you know, right, the thoughts, they don't stay there very long when they go astray. Sometimes another way, because you know I'm a caring person, and then when people try to teach me not to care, it's like it don't really make me want to deal with people. You know what I'm saying? Because I was having this conversation with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Lolita Nicole Williams. But it makes me not want to deal with people, because dealing with people, you people come with, excuse my language, BS. And a lot of the BS you can get around it by just not dealing with people, because you know that's what they're gonna come with anyway. But I like to keep an open mind, give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Don't necessarily mean I'm trusting you. It just means I give people the benefit of the doubt to be a way other than what they portray, or other than what they display, or other than what I see. So I pay a lot of attention. It might not look like I'm paying attention, might not seem like I'm paying attention, but I pay a lot of attention. My skin is not thin, it's not necessarily tender, it's real thick. You know what I'm saying? And I like to compare myself to a turtle. Like, as far as a Capricorn symbol, I like to compare myself to a turtle and an elephant, rather than a goat and a fish, because I have thick skin, a hard shell somewhat, and I don't tend to forget things uh, too much. If I do, and I remake it, or I'm forced to remake it up myself, it's not going to be a good thing to be getting done, because when it gets that way and it gets to that point, then my thoughts ain't just the best of thoughts to be having. But the actions, you know, I try to think about my actions, and I try to weigh the consequence versus the action. You know what I'm saying? I look at the consequence first, and I look at the action. because the consequence decides whether I'm going to take certain actions. You know what I'm saying? It's a purpose that I gotta serve. It's things that needs to be accomplished. Oh, I was talking about society and the X's and the Y's. All right, you gotta look at it like this. All right, you got a woman. You say, "Oh, we just use them just to reproduce." All right, you got a woman. You just using it as just reproduction breeding tool, which is not something I look at. But you subjecting her mind to different stress, and that stress affects the body, and in return, as a result, it affects the child. Now then, we got to go back further to majority of the offspring running around is genetically mutated by Coca-Cola soda waters when they was putting cocaine inside of the products, because any woman pregnant drinking that soda at a time had an offspring, it affected the child. And as a result, that child that has a child is affected as well. And then the child, it goes on from generation to generation. So it's like that lawsuit, this is like a never ending lawsuit if you ever just really look at that one. Because you can't say y'all was just sued back then and that's over with. No. My great grandma drunk them soda waters, and down the line, it genetically altered my original makeup, because I'm chemically imbalanced now. You know what I'm saying? Because what you did to my ancestors in the past, you think, well, they got their money and it's all over with, but they can decide my decisions and my actions before I'm even born, you know? So when you look at it on that scale, it's like that, bam, you just created an easy way for people to amass a major amount of money in a little bit of time. But it's not all about filing lawsuits and trying to attack the big companies because you feel like the little guy or whatever the case may be. It's not ego issues. I'm not egotistical. You know, I don't even have an ego, I don't think. But I do have a certain level of pride, and I don't like asking people for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then, if I feel that you can be relied upon because of the relationship generated through time on reliability standards and issues, things of that nature, then why not rely on you? Because you already know you was able to rely on me beforehand. Yeah, I know I didn't went around the sounds. That's to stay away from the sounds. All right. So, oh, I was talking about leaking the V80 Pro, V380 Pro. All right. So, with you knowing that it's all about the Individual Research Society, that should give you a good context clue right there. But I don't like to I'm a personal person. And with that being said, what's understood don't need to be explained. If I got it, this is just the trail of evidence for evidentiary issues, paper trail for that. Whatever needs to be done to get it did, and whatever it is whatever I decide it to be at the time I decide for it to be it. Well, that's gonna end this message for today. I rambled enough, and it's just this is not no point right now because my mind is not. I'm thinking clear, and in my opinion, they're good thoughts because they are solutions.